morning and hello. This is Naturally Caffeinated Dale for another edition of Naturally Caffeinated Dale tells you a positive quote and then you try to use it in your daily life. Today is Friday. It is February 26th, 2021, and this is your positive quote of the day. Positive quote of the day today is from a guy named Joseph Joubert. That's the French way. Joubert is the American way to say that, I guess. That being said, here's what Joseph Joubert had to say. He was a French novelist and essayist. He was remembered largely for his pensées, or his thoughts, which were published posthumously, which means after he died. Here's what he had to say. He said, "The goal is not always meant to be reached, but to serve as a mark for our aim." And if you've ever been involved in a specific target or goal with large corporate business, you might realize that sometimes you throw out a goal that is really, really, really aggressive. And sometimes you do that because you genuinely need to hit it, whether it be for targets of earnings, whether it be for a deadline that a project has to be done, etc. But sometimes you set a goal that is really aggressive so that you have something to strive for. One of the worst mistakes I've found is that if you set a goal too low and you hit it, you miss an opportunity to maybe do better than you could have done. And I always like to use the example in this scenario of trying to shoot for a decent grade in school. And so if your goal in school is to pass, and passing is usually a C or a D, and you set that goal of getting a C or a D and you miss at all, then you fail the class, you have to take it over, and bad things happen. However, if you set a really aggressive goal of getting an A, or for those of us that aren't that aggressive with schoolwork, a B plus, and you miss a little bit and you get a B minus or a C or even a C minus or a D in your grade, you still pass the class. You don't do as well as you'd like to, but things aren't as bad. Well, similarly, when you are in a corporate world and you need to have something done, sometimes goals and project deadlines are extremely stringent and you can't miss it all. But sometimes people on a group that is scheduling something like that or a deadline, they'll set a date potentially maybe a day or two before when the actual project is due. I know for myself, I would always try to make sure that a project was in, ready, early, done, so that I had a little bit less stress. And if something did delay the project at all, I did have a little bit of a buffer before it was actually drop dead due. The same thing happens sometimes with the way that you set goals for maybe losing some weight. And if you are trying to basically lose 10 pounds in a couple of months and you want to get to a certain goal weight, you try to set a goal of 10 pounds. If you lose 5, you're still heading in the right direction. And as long as you keep moving forward, you feel good about that. Another one of my favorite quotes is, "A person who wishes to move a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." And this kind of applies to this quote, I think, a little bit, in the fact that the goal is not always meant to be reached, but to serve as a mark for our aim. It shoots for something to strive to, something to work towards. I encourage you to use something like that in your daily life, but the key there is setting a goal and then actually having something to shoot for. There's another quote that says, "If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time." And you don't really get very far by doing that. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I appreciate your support. I hope you liked Joubert's feedback today. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Yeah, just today, tomorrow, even the next day, go ahead and like, subscribe, turn on post notifications here in YouTube. It would mean a lot to me, but really the thing that matters the most is if you tell your friends about the channel and they see some value in it. I would love for them to do the same kind of thing, like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thanks for your support. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.